Around Seattle, we find a police officer makes an unusual stop we can't stop talking about, and we have the video.
Oh, watch me.
Plus, Calling All Wizards will take you to a must-see driveway in one Seattle neighborhood, transporting all muggles to the world of Harry Potter. And the powerful works of art about to be showcased around town, drawing a special attention to our city's homeless, one face at a time. Hey everybody, welcome to Seattle Refined. I'm Garth Swanson and our TGIF edition. If you can't believe it, the day started with snow for many of you, and for others, well, you're excited about something a little more country. It's the weekend we've been waiting for years. We're not talking about years, the return of Garth Brooks. It's been 19 years since Garth Brooks last performed for Seattle area audiences, and this weekend, he's not only performing one show with his wife, Trisha Yearwood, they're putting on 5 shows at the Tacoma Dome. The first is tonight with 2 shows tomorrow and 2 on Sunday. The tour has sold, get this, more than 6 million tickets, and he is going strong. Well, it is Friday, and you know what that means. New movies are hitting theaters, and making his return to the big screen is Chris Hemsworth as Thor.
So much has happened since I last saw you. I lost my hammer, like yesterday, so that's still pretty fresh. And then I went on a journey of self-discovery, where I met you.
In this movie, Thor finds himself in a contest against the Hulk, his former ally. Thor must fight for survival and try to save his home. Thor Ragnarok is in theaters now. There's a new outdoor art exhibit in town this weekend, and believe me when I say you literally won't be able to turn away. That's because the photos featured in Lost Angels will actually be projected onto buildings and landmarks all over Seattle tonight and tomorrow. Refined's Malia Karlinski went behind the lens to meet the photographer.
How are you?
Good.
What's your name?
Brandon.
Would you mind if I took your photograph?
British photographer Lee Jeffries is using his camera lens to send a message about the struggles of those many of us don't see.
The people in my portrait are homeless people from Seattle and homeless people from around the world.
He works with the Union Gospel Mission, dedicated to serving the homeless.
Okay. Take it easy.
Yes, you too.
Immerse myself in the community. I become part of the community. I then develop relationships, having been accepted by the community.
Each work tells a multi-layered story.
There are metaphysical qualities to the image, so I guess the light represents hope, faith, heaven, the dark areas, loneliness, despair.
Now he's sharing these intimate photos on a scale that's so massive, it will be hard to miss. Starting tonight, the portraits will be projected on buildings all over Seattle.
By projecting the images onto buildings, we're forcing people to come to terms with their own sense of humanity and compassion. As a human being, if we see something that moves us, we can't help but act.
One of Jeffrey's subjects is Mike Cook.
I felt like I could trust him, and that's hard to do being homeless. My wife walked out on me and took the kids and then packed up the house, and that started my life in homelessness. Nobody saw me, nobody wanted anything to do with me.
But having his portrait taken meant so much.
That I have life, and that somebody's taken the time to talk with me, try to hear my story, but also photograph and try to capture that image of my story.
Lee Jeffries hopes that when people look at these large-scale photos, they'll be inspired to change.
So what we're trying to achieve with this project is to make homelessness an issue in terms of individuality, to put a face to homelessness.
Malia Karlinski, Seattle Refined.
Wow, what a story. For more information about the Lost Angels exhibit, go to our website, seattlerefined.com. Great job, Malia. Exciting news for all of you putters out there. We're not kidding. The Flatstick Pub you know and love is opening a 3rd location in South Lake Union. You'll be able to enjoy putt-putt golf and local beers starting this spring. You can read all about it on our website, again, at SeattleRefined.com. Well, here on our show, you know I love to eat, and I especially love sandwiches, whether it's a grilled cheese or a PB&J. And lucky for me today, get this, is National Sandwich Day. And what a better way to celebrate than with a super colossal Reuben sandwich. We sent Refined's John Prentice to sink his teeth into it.
In New York, delis are like Starbucks. There's one on every corner. We may not have a lot of delis in our area, but there's a bite of the Big Apple in Bellevue that everyone talks about. Goldbergs.
It's one of our favorite places. Used to have to go to New York to get this, and so you can just come here in Bellevue.
We try to at least do it twice a week, if not 3 times a week. This is the greatest lunch place ever.
They've got the best Reubens I've had in this state, and friendly service, and it's just a wonderful place to come.
All right, I'm going to let you in on a secret here. Okay. I'm a New Yorker. How does this place rate?
You know what? I would say it rates right among them all. And it's really pretty similar to the type of delis you'll see in New York, like Katz's or Stage or Carnegie. Very similar. We also bring in 2 highlight items from New York, which is our babka and the black and whites. The black and whites are one of the cookies are one of the most famous items, and we, as I know, are the only ones that bring it in here directly from New York.
Why are you passionate about owning and running a deli?
This may sound funny to you, but it was a bucket list item. I always had that wanting to own a deli, and I in fact came one day 5 years ago to buy a couple of babkas for me and my wife, and the gentleman here asked me if I was interested in buying a deli.
Wow.
And I came home and told my wife I bought the babkas and I bought the deli.
That's awesome.
That decision is paying off big time. Goldbergs has 250 items on the menu, but one sandwich put this place on the map. Meet the 5-pound Reuben. It is no joke.
We haven't had one person eat it on his own.
For the 5-pound Reuben, we use a whole loaf of rye bread. Almost ready. Till it become really golden brown, and we're ready to go. Russian dressing, we put it on both sides of the sandwich. We're gonna lay down the meats on the sandwich. This is our famous corned beef. And now we're gonna get the sauerkraut, we're gonna put it right on top. As you see, we put it in a big tray, because really it doesn't fit in any of our plates.
Do you ever eat this?
Oh yeah, I almost ate a quarter. Well, in fact, we had a competition before here, and nobody was capable of eating the whole thing.
And if it couldn't get any crazier, the 5-pound Reuben comes with unlimited fries. Yum.
There you go, 5-pound Reuben.
There's no way I could handle this on my own. I had to call in reinforcements.
This thing is a monster. You guys ready? Down the hatch. Here we go. That's pretty good. What do you ladies think?
Wow, I can't believe all those French fries. All right, coming up on Seattle Refined, the surprising impromptu dance-off that's going viral around the country. But first, Harry Potter fans rejoice. The local neighborhood transporting us to Diagon Alley. But before we go, we need your help to crown the very best of the season around Western Washington. We've launched the very first ever So Northwest Awards Fall Edition, and right now you can nominate your favorite autumn things to do, see, drink, and eat in our region at SeattleRefined.com/awards. And if you participate, I love this part of it, you can enter for a chance to win a grand prize that includes 2 tickets to see the Nutcracker at Pacific Northwest Ballet and a one-night stay at the Alexis Hotel. Again, go to SeattleRefined.com/fall awards for voting guidelines and complete contest rules. Welcome back to Refined in our special TGIF edition. Halloween might be over, but there's still time to check out an amazing display in Ballard. A father decided to transform his driveway into a replica Diagon Alley from Harry Potter fame, and it quickly morphed into a community labor of love. Check this out here.
Halloween for me has always been amazing. I've always wanted to do something crazy for either Halloween or Christmas. During Halloween, our street is pretty dead. Nobody comes down here. Well, this year, a lot of people are going to come down here. I have 2 daughters. Seems like all the kids are into Harry Potter.
One day he said, let's build something cool on our driveway. And I said, Diagon Alley. And like, when he said, like, cool, I was like, oh, what if it happens? And it actually did. And I thought it was super cool, so I just went outside immediately and drew chalk.
In the first movie, when Hagrid takes Harry Potter to Diagon Alley, he taps the brick wall, and the brick wall just kind of like magically opens up. And that's kind of what I've tried to capture here. You can see here I've done an illustration of each shop and kind of what the end product is going to look like.
It's really, really cool. I love it.
So as we enter into Diagon Alley, imagine on Halloween, you know, actors and a bunch of people dressed in Harry Potter garb. You know, the timing was right for me to quit my job and just kind of focus on this.
So he said, I think I'm gonna do this little thing for Halloween, take a couple weeks off before I start looking for my next gig, and turned into this.
2 weeks and 1 day, actually, of physically building. It's obviously gotten way bigger than I originally planned, because the community just came together, donated supplies. People are here all the time. Just that one, that one.
Like, he's incredible. He build anything he wants to, and if he sets his mind to it and he's passionate about it, he can do it. I didn't think this would be this, take on this life.
People love this. They can come and step into another world and get outside of their lives for a second.
There's a lot of heavy stuff going on in the world right now, and I think I've been blown away by how many people have come here just to, it's like to take their mind off of things and kind of work on something magical.
I've had a lot of neighbors come by that I've never met and just said, you know, thank you so much for doing this for our community.
That is incredible. It's impressive. By the way, the alley is on Ballard's 13th Avenue Northwest and will be up through Christmas. You can check out our photo gallery online right now at SeattleRefined.com. And the guy quits his job, builds it, and Emma, our floor director, we're going to quit our jobs and go build one, right? Yeah. She says yes. All right, if you're looking for some football action this weekend, there are big games happening in town tomorrow and on Sunday. The Hawks will take on the Washington Redskins over at CenturyLink Field on Sunday afternoon. Seattle, I know you all know this, coming off that impressive win over Texas last weekend. Man, that was a barn burner. By the way, Russell Wilson got the NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Again, the kickoff for this game with the Redskins on Sunday is 1:05. And tomorrow night, the Huskies will host Oregon. The Dogs don't like the Ducks, and the Ducks don't like the Dogs. Man, this is a big-time rivalry. Husky fans are hoping for another beating against Oregon. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock. And for all you Coug fans, Washington State and Stanford will meet in Pullman for some early Pac-12 action. That kickoff on the Palouse goes at 12:30. Still ahead on Refined, it's a dirty, fun event, but also highlights a very serious cause, how you can take part in the crazy obstacle race that is the Winter Pineapple Classic. It's next. Welcome back to the Seattle Refined. I'm Gard Swanson. If you're looking for something to do this weekend, how about climbing some walls and going down a giant slip and slide? All for a good cause. The Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's Winter Pineapple Classic is a 5K obstacle course happening at Merrymore Park this Sunday. Joining me now is Sarah Morningstar and her daughter Liliana to talk about this incredible event, and it's going to make your, because you got a 5K run to go.
You got it. You got it.
So you got obstacles, and tell me real quick about the race when you get out there. What are you going to be doing? What are kids going to be doing? What are adults going to be doing?
So it is an obstacle course. There's over a dozen obstacles over a 5K at Merrymore Park. Turner Construction and TWR builders are out there today actually pulling all the obstacle pieces out.
Look at this right here. I mean, you got a net and everything. Tell me about the net. No.
So there's cargo net crawl, there's a 6-foot wall, there's a tire wall, there's all kinds of things happening out there. There's monkey bars. Liliana did it last year. She can tell you more about it. But right now, our construction partners are actually assessing all the pieces and getting ready to build it up at Merrymore for the weekend. It's pretty fun.
So Liliana, I have to ask you this right out of the gate. What is your favorite obstacle when you're racing?
Probably the slip and slide.
Oh, the slip and slide. That's kind of easy, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
And why is this important to have this event and raise so much money for such a good cause?
Well, the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, its mission is to cure blood cancers and support patients through that process. And so every year we put on multiple events that are fundraisers and raising those dollars for cancer research and patient care. And we can't cure cancer without donor dollars and without the money to give to the scientists and the researchers to do the work.
Yeah, and Liliana, this is pretty cool, raising money, right? And you know a little bit about that. Can you tell me about that?
Go ahead. Just tell, why do we raise the money?
We raise the money for blood cancer, so people who have cancer, to help the scientists.
Yeah, that's important, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because this is a big deal, and an event like this is all about not only raising money but having a good time, but really just doing it for a good cause. I mean, this is a big deal.
It is a big deal. You know, the Leukemia Lymphoma Society, over the course of its history, has spent over $1 billion on blood cancer research, and it's all because of folks who come out, do the different events, raise the money, ask their friends and family and coworkers to help support them so that we can then invest the money in research that's working, getting things done.
And this really hits home for you, doesn't it?
It does, yes.
And I would imagine super emotional event for you.
It can be. You know, my late wife, Cheryl, and I had actually been raising money with the Leukemia Lymphoma Society since about 2001. We were part of their endurance program, the team and training program, and we were the ones asking our friends and family for dollars to do these events. And then just about 6 years ago, Cheryl was diagnosed with central nervous system lymphoma and lost her battle over 4 years ago. And so it's this really interesting serendipitous irony that we had been raising money all along, and then we became the reason why people raised the money.
Sometimes that's what life's about, isn't it?
It is.
You find your niche and you go for it.
Yep. And so here I am now on staff at LLS as a campaign director and working with our amazing partners and constituents and fundraisers.
And you got some cool shirts too.
Yes,
Look at those
this is this year's shirt. Yes, hot off the press, ready to go for tomorrow. That's last year's. You know, it's a lot of fun. It is a lighthearted event. It's a cathartic way to deal with blood cancer.
But if you're watching right now, go out, support this. It's such a great cause.
Yes, it
Hey,
is.
Liliana, before we go to a break, can I get you warmed up for the event on Sunday? Can you just start running around the set here? Just get up and run around the chairs.
Just run
You
around.
can do that.
Run
Just
around.
run as fast as you can. I'm getting you warmed up for the obstacle course.
You got it.
Now, don't give the director a bad time. All right, we're not finished yet with this episode.
Oh, watch me.
Coming up, the officer whose moves are making headlines in a good way. We'll be right back. Hey, you out of breath? I am.
If you...
Welcome back to Seattle Refined. Well, the jury is still out on who won an impromptu dance-off, but one thing is clear. A Pritchard, Alabama police officer made one little girl's day when he stopped to boogie with her.
Oh, watch me.
Pritchard police officer Casey Chumney broke from routine to break it down with 5-year-old Armani Tripp.
They were already outside playing, and I had the music going because, you know, she liked to dance. He stopped and he looked, and I didn't know he was finna stop. And then he stopped and he was like, "What y'all know about Soulja Boy?" And I'm like, "Soulja Boy?" I'm looking like, "What you know about Soulja Boy?" So he was like, "Y'all know how to crank that?"
And with that, the dance party ensued.
What was he best at?
Stinkily.
Armani and her mom, Marche White, were impressed.
He went to listening out for it, and then he hit his little stinky leg. I was like, "Oh, he did real good." I was like, he did real good.
Yeah, if you had to grade him, you know, on his dance level.
I give him a B, a real big B.
So he doesn't get an A?
He get an A for effort.
White says Officer Chumney spent about 10 minutes with her family before going back on patrol.
After he got through dancing, the kids on the porch, he let them jump off the porch, shake his hands, and spent them around, took pictures with them, and he was real nice. Asked them about school and asked them how old they was.
How did it make you feel?
Happy.
Made you happy?
Mm-hmm.
The video has been a big hit on Facebook. White says it felt good to spread something positive in a world where negativity seems to grab the most attention.
It meant a lot, because sometimes I'm not going to even tell a story. To me, I get kind of scared when I see the police because I know a lot of stuff go on, but that right there just touched me. And then the fact that he got out and he showed these kids, and he played with them, and it was like, you never see that.
Break your leg.
Oh, man, those guys are busting some moves, right? All right, we're wrapping up this episode of Seattle Refined. Thanks for joining us. And don't forget to have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday.